Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? Where you're just pouring everything into something, grinding away, putting in the hours, maybe trying to grow something small.
Yeah, like nursing a project along.
Exactly. And then you look up and, well, there's hardly anything to show for it.
It's like constantly filling a bucket with a hole in it, or getting paid and the money just vanishes.
Yeah, that phantom hole in the wallet feeling, it's just disorienting when effort doesn't seem to lead to results.
It really is. It's such a common, frustrating human experience, that disconnect between input and output.
Totally. And you start wondering, is there something else going on, something I'm not seeing?
Precisely. Is there some, unseen reason for the struggle?
Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today. We're doing a deep dive into this ancient text you brought, the Book of Haggai.
Right.
And it offers this really surprising, almost counterintuitive take on why our efforts sometimes feel like they vanish into thin air.
And more than just diagnosing the problem, it actually points towards a pretty clear way to change things.
So our mission today for this deep dive is really to unpack that. What's this ancient message telling us about our priorities?
Priorities and, crucially, the consequences when there may be a bit off. And also the power, the real potential, when a whole group shifts its focus together.
It feels surprisingly relevant, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The dynamics are timeless.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Where and when are we?
We're talking about the second year of King Darius, on the first day of the 6th month. That's the specific timing given.
Got it. And who are the main players here?
You've got Haggai, he's the prophet bringing the message. Then there's Zerubbabel, he's the governor of Judah at the time.
Okay.
And Joshua, who's the high priest.
Yeah.
So political and religious leadership.
Right. And what's the central issue, the main tension?
Well, the text lays it out pretty starkly. The people seem to be doing okay for themselves. It mentions them living in your paneled houses.
Paneled houses. That sounds pretty comfortable, like they've invested in their own spaces.
Exactly. It paints a picture of personal comfort, maybe even a bit of luxury. They feel settled.
There's always a but, isn't there?
There is. Because contrasted with their personal comfort is this major communal project, the Lord's house.
And how's that doing?
It's a ruin. Completely neglected, just lying there.
Okay, so personal comfort is high, communal responsibility, not so much. Do they have a reason? Or an excuse?
Oh, they have an excuse. They're saying the time has not yet come for the Lord's house to be built.
Huh. So basically, it's not the right time. Sounds like procrastination on a grand scale.
It does. They've prioritized their immediate comfort, their own houses, over this larger shared task, explicitly, or maybe just, by default.
And Haggai calls them out on this directly.
Oh, yeah. He asks this really pointed question. Is it a time for you yourselves to be living in your paneled houses while this house remains a ruin? It's a direct challenge.
And then comes that phrase that repeats, right? Give careful thought to your ways.
Yes. That's the core instruction. It's not just a suggestion. It's a demand for some serious self-reflection.
Because the consequences are already playing out.
Exactly. The text spells it out. You have planted much, but have harvested little. Sound familiar?
Yeah, back to our opening point.
You eat, but never have enough. You drink, but never have your fill. You put on clothes, but are not warm. It's this sense of constant activity without real satisfaction.
And the money thing, too. You earn wages, only to put them in a purse with holes in it.
Right. It's like all their individual effort, however hard they worked, was just leaking away, being undermined.
And the text explicitly links this to the neglected temple.
It does. Haggai says, basically, God is asking why. Because of my house, which remains a ruin, while each of you is busy with his own house. It's a direct cause and effect.
Wow. So the lack they're experiencing isn't just bad luck, it's tied to this central neglect.
That's the argument. It even extends to the environment itself.
How so?
The text says, therefore, because of you, the heavens have withheld their dew, and the earth its crops. Whoa! I called for a drought. It lists drought on the fields, mountains, grain, wine, oil, everything the ground produces, even on people and livestock, and on the labor of your hands.
So it's portraying the drought and bad harvests not as random, but as a direct consequence of their collective choices.
That's precisely the connection Haggai makes. It's quite stark.
Okay, so that's the problem laid bare. What happens next? Do they listen? Does anything change?
Well, this is where the shift happens. The text says that Zerubbabel, Joshua, and the whole remnant of the people obeyed the voice of the Lord. They actually listened to Haggai.
And then?
And with that obedience, that shift in action, comes this immediate assurance, I am with you. That's a powerful turnaround.
It's not just about the action, though, is it? It mentions their spirit being stirred up.
Exactly. It says, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel and the spirit of Joshua and the spirit of the whole remnant. So it wasn't just grudging compliance.
It was like a genuine internal motivation kicking in.
Yes, a renewed energy. And they came and began to work on the house of the Lord Almighty.
And this happens pretty quickly after the initial message, right?
Yeah, on the 24th day of the 6th month, just a few weeks after Haggai first spoke.
Okay, so they start working, but then a bit later, another message comes.
Right, fast forward about a month to the 21st day of the 7th month. Haggai speaks again.
What's the issue now?
It seems some people are looking at the new work, maybe comparing it to the legendary old temple, Solomon's temple.
Oh, the good old days comparison.
Exactly. And they're feeling discouraged. Like, is this it? This looks like nothing compared to the old one.
That sounds realistic. Starting over can feel underwhelming.
Totally. But the message isn't, oh, you're right, it's not great. It's consistent. But now be strong, O Zerubbabel. Be strong, O Joshua. Be strong, all you people, and work, for I am with you.
So keep going. Focus on the work. Trust the presence.
Precisely. Don't get bogged down in comparisons. Just keep building. The encouragement is constant.
And then it gets pretty grand in scope, doesn't it? This vision of the future.
Oh, yeah. It scales up dramatically. The text says, in a little while, I will once more shake the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land.
Shaking everything up. Cosmic level stuff.
I will shake all nations, and the desired of all nations will come, and I will fill this house with glory. It's this huge promise.
And it addresses the resource question too, right? Like, how can this little project be glorious?
Yes, it says flat out, the silver is mine and the gold is mine. Basically, resources aren't the limiting factor here. Divine backing makes anything possible.
And the punchline of that promise is pretty stunning.
It really is. It declares, the glory of this present house will be greater than the glory of the former house.
Wow. So from these humble, maybe disappointing beginnings, something even better is coming.
Exactly. It's a massive message of hope that future splendor can actually outshine the past, and it culminates in this promise of peace.
Okay, that's a powerful arc. But then the text shifts again, doesn't it, to something about purity laws.
It does. It's a really interesting section. On the 24th day of the 9th month, Haggai goes to the priests with a kind of legal hypothetical.
Okay, what's the scenario?
He asks first, if someone is carrying consecrated meat, holy meat, and that meat touches regular food, like bread or wine, does the regular food become holy too?
And the priests say?
No. Holiness in this context isn't transferable that way.
Okay.
But then he asks the opposite. If someone is defiled, maybe by touching a dead body according to the law, and they touch some food, does that food become defiled?
And what's the answer to that?
Yes, it becomes defiled. Impurity spreads, it contaminates. Holiness doesn't in the same way. That's the principle.
Right. So defilement is contagious. Holiness isn't in this specific legal sense.
Yeah.
How does this apply to their situation?
This is the kicker. Haggai then says, so it is with this people and this nation in my sight. Whatever they do and whatever they offer there is defiled.
Whoa. So all their efforts, even their sacrifices at the time, were considered tainted?
Yes. Because of that underlying issue, the neglected temple, the misplaced priorities, it was like this foundational defilement was contaminating everything else they tried to do, rendering it unacceptable or ineffective.
That's a really profound idea. It's not just about what you do, but the state you're doing it from.
Exactly. It suggests that our internal state, or maybe a core misalignment in our purpose, can actually undermine all our external actions. Yeah. It's not just about working harder, it's about having the right foundation.
So fixing the foundation is key. And does the text show that happening?
Yes. Right after explaining this defilement, Haggai again says, now give careful thought to this from this day on. He asked them to remember how things were before they started rebuilding.
Reminds them of the struggle.
Yeah. Consider how things were before one stone was laid on another. He brings back the imagery of poor harvests. When anyone came to a heap of 20 measures, there were only 10. When anyone went to a wine vat to draw 50 measures, there were only 20.
Right, that constant lack.
And he mentions the blight, mildew, and hail striking their work. He wants them to remember that reality.
But now that the foundation is laid, even if things don't look fruitful yet, there's a shift.
That's the crucial turning point. He says, from this day on, from this 24th day of the 9th month, which is the day they're speaking and the foundation is considered laid, gives careful thought.
Okay.
Is there yet any seed left in the barn? Until now, the vine and the fig tree, the pomegranate and the olive tree have not borne fruit. So things still look barren outwardly.
Right. The results aren't visible yet.
But then comes the promise. From this day on, I will bless you.
So the blessing starts now, from the moment the priority is corrected and the foundation is right, even before the crops come in.
That's the amazing part. It's an immediate shift in the underlying condition, a change in the, let's say, spiritual atmosphere, even if the visible proof takes time. The blessing begins with the realignment.
That's a powerful concept. And the book ends with a very specific message, too, doesn't it? To Zerubbabel.
It does. It's a final, very personal word for the governor. It repeats the theme of cosmic shaking. I will shake the heavens and the earth. I will overturn royal thrones and shatter the power of the foreign kingdoms.
So huge, world-changing events are predicted.
Yes. And right in the midst of all that upheaval, Zerubbabel is told he will be made like my signet ring.
A signet ring. It's like a symbol of authority, of personal identity, of being chosen. Right?
Exactly. It's incredibly significant. It suggests that even when the whole world seems to be shaking, there's a specific, secure, chosen role for individuals who are aligned with the divine purpose, a call to leadership.
Wow. Okay, so let's try and pull this all together, recapping this journey through Haggai.
We've seen this arc from neglect and hardship, planting much, harvesting little, the purse with holes.
Yeah, that feeling of stuckness.
To this moment of obedience, this renewed commitment, and then these promises of presence, blessing, and even future glory.
So what are the main takeaways we've sort of unearthed here?
Well, first, I think, is that really stark connection the text draws between our priorities, where we put our energy, especially collectively, and the tangible results, or lack thereof, in our lives, like drought and bad harvest being linked to neglect.
Right. Misplaced priorities can have very real negative consequences we might not expect. What else?
Second, the immediacy of the shift. The moment they obeyed and started working, that assurance, I am with you, came. There's a sense that divine support clicks in when the alignment happens.
Okay. And third?
Third, that really hopeful idea that the future can be better than the past, even if you're starting small. The glory of this present house will be greater, and that promise of ultimate peace.
That's huge. And fourth, that purity law insight. That was pretty mind-bending.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the most challenging takeaways. The idea that an underlying issue, like a core misalignment or defilement, can actually contaminate all your efforts, making everything you do less effective or somehow off.
It's not just about effort, it's about the source or foundation of the effort.
Exactly. Fifth, flowing from that, is the promise of blessing from this day on. The moment the foundation is corrected, the blessing starts, even if you can't see the fruit yet. The seed might still be in the barn, but the condition has changed.
Right. The blessing isn't solely dependent on the visible outcome.
And finally, sixth, that powerful image of Zerubbabel as the signet ring. That individual call to purpose and leadership. Even when everything around seems chaotic and shifting, personal alignment matters hugely.
So really thinking about that phrase, give careful thought to your ways. What does this deep dive invite us, listening now, to consider?
Well, it prompts the question, doesn't it? Are there hidden reasons for struggles we might be facing? Could it be connected to where our collective or even personal focus truly lies? What might it mean for you to maybe reevaluate your own foundations?
Yeah, the foundations your efforts are built on. It's a deep question.
It is.
And maybe a final thought to leave folks with. This ancient text seems to suggest something quite radical. That big, systemic problems, widespread struggles, might actually be linked to something internal, specific, and correctable, a kind of misdirection of energy or defilement.
And that a clear turning point, a realignment, can lead to an immediate and sustained blessing, shifting the whole dynamic.
So how does that idea challenge or maybe confirm how you think about cause and effect, especially, how invisible factors like collective priorities or our internal state might be shaping the visible results we see in our lives and in the world?
We hope this deep dive leaves you not just well-informed, but also deeply curious for more. Until next time, keep diving deep.